Guys, David Vos here. We're on another adventure today. I don't know what we're gonna see exactly. We living in the jungle. I'm gonna try and enjoy this Alabama for the next 6 months. Those pups will be 6 months old, just about exactly when we go to New Mexico. El Malpais is where we're going. El Malpais. And I want to enjoy this because I like it here, and I'll probably never come back. I'll probably never see this again because the world is going through some serious times. You know, guys, did you hear that? I heard this yesterday. I believe it was a day or two old when I heard it, so I don't know. It may have happened 2-3 days ago, but Mexico has declared martial law. The cartel has taken over the country, and they're having a war in Mexico. And I guess the government was telling the cartel, please only shoot the people that owe you money or whatever it is that they think they owe them. Please don't shoot the people and the tourists. So I get down there in Tijuana and some of the border areas, they don't recommend that you go anywhere near. And so, you know, some of these terrorists are coming up over the border as well. And the United States, so the government of Mexico has declared war, and they're sending out the National Guard, and they got martial law in the country. And the United States has denied them any help, any financial backing. Because you see, you understand, the cartel runs the country of Mexico. That's run by the CIA. So basically, Mexico has had a freaking enough of the control of the United States government over their country, turned their country into a third world country, kept their economy down, used them as slaves, and murdering and killing the people. They don't care. Same thing is going on here in America. I mean, you can bribe somebody down there when you get a ticket, just give them some money and they let you go or whatever. That's kind of what's going on here in America, only it's more organized crime, where they've forced some kind of law on us that nobody wants, and when you break their supposed law, just like the cartel would do, like our law is you have to give us money. Okay, that's the law. We have to give our government money. If we don't give it to them, pay our taxes, do our permits. If you're caught fishing without a license, by golly, you know, you're going to pay a fine. Where's that money go to? Well, it goes to the government, Dave. It goes to the people. No, it doesn't. The government's got trillions of dollars coming in. It ain't coming to us. They ain't even fixing the roads. They've abandoned the small towns. They're just stacking them up in the big cities, you know, in the inner cities, in the slums, and they're just wandering around. They don't even have food. And they're sending drugs in there, maybe to keep them, you know, either violent or pacified, I don't know. But it is a worldwide cartel that's running the world. And some of these little countries get tired of it, and they try to overthrow their terrorists, and it never happens. Like Afghanistan, the Taliban's run by the CIA. ISIS was created by the government, you know, the CIA. It doesn't matter. You know, here in the United States, they're bringing in these illegal aliens. They're all just terrorists. They're not bringing in people that are hungry. They bring a few children, you know, and some desperate mothers and show pictures of that. But most of the people that are coming in are young men. They're bringing them in for when the riots and the you know, the war begins, the Civil War, and they're going to pay them to fight Americans, because Americans won't do it. It's coming. So they declared martial law, and several banks have failed in China, and Europe is talking about some of their banks about to fail, and yeah, it's not going to be good here soon, guys. Anyway, let's talk about some nice things today. See, I don't know. I think it looks like a river along here. It may be a river, but I don't know. It's just like every low spot is filled with water around here. So I don't know whether you call them rivers or just water.
Head northeast toward Alabama 117 North.
Well, we haven't changed roads there, ma'am. I don't know what you're talking about. There is no other road but the one we're on. Good thing we got AI telling us where to go, what to do.
In 600 feet, turn left.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You always have to say thank you because, you know, they're listening. They're listening to everything we're saying and doing. I suppose they'd have to be watching that.
Take the next left, then your destination will be on the right.
Oh, the destination. We're there. We're there, guys. Oh, purple flowers coming on here. Just starting. Huh. So it's a wildlife management area. Yeah, look at these. Some white ones. Huh. I love flowers. So it's like a second batch of flowers coming on, and it's making the perfume smell. I love it. The smells of Alabama. This big old tree. I think I parked in the wrong place. I should have came down here and parked. They said go left, so I'll do what I'm told. Oh my goodness. Huh. See, kind of be quiet. Maybe I won't scare off all the wildlife. I see something over here. Like somebody's been fishing over there, and they've caught their lures in the branches. I thought they were red flowers. Maybe they are. I think that's bobbers. What is that one? I don't know what kind of fish you get out of a swamp like that. Could be alligators too. I mean, there are alligators this far north, but they're rare. I seen one laying along the road the other day, and Huntsville's not too far from me, and they got alligators there. Like 30, 40 miles. So I know there are alligators rarely here. They come up these channels in the summer, and then they'll probably go back during the winter if they do come up. So they probably just come up here to feed. They don't actually live in this area, but I don't know. Just guessing. I doubt whether we'll see any alligators. I don't think there's too many of them around here. This is where I'm supposed to park. And they had me park way over there. It's so stupid. Well, I don't know if there's much here. But we get a little walk and we can see what it looks like down here in the valleys. These roads are all blocked off. I think that's what we need to do, go down the road. Take a peek down the road, use it like a trail. See if it goes someplace interesting. Maybe there'll be some wildlife. There's a butterfly. That's a quick one, isn't it? He's just flitting around everywhere. Oh, looks like somebody had a campfire here. Red flag down there. What that is? Looks like a warning sign or something. He's going to town on those purple flowers, aren't they? So it's beautiful symmetry and design. Oh, there it is, getting closer. This little flower. Isn't that beautiful? I just find flowers and butterflies and something big just jumped out there. Big. I got two of them mating over there now. Yeah. Spend all day looking at the butterflies. In California, I guess they just got a few weeks left before their electric and their water goes dry. I don't know. I ain't laughing. My daughter moved to California, but, well, I was laughing, but it was kind of a nervous laugh, like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? There's another couple yellow butterflies over there mating in the swamp. Out of the depths of the mire, the beauty comes and arises. Let's take a little walk. Gotta be something nice to see around here other than just the lake. There's a mimosa. I love mimosa trees. You know, guys, I'm going to have to start doing more of these kind of videos because I have noticed that the phone, what is this? Is just giving me so much radiation. It's burning my face and stuff. I'm just... This is like a boat dock. And it goes down here to a puddle. Which this puddle looks like it's been here for a long time. Maybe it gets... Oh, okay. So you can put your canoe in down here. Oh, look at that. can't focus that in because the leaves are in front. That stork is getting ready to bail on me here. Let me see if I can get over here before she flies. She's probably trying to stay real still so I won't see her. He or him or her. Come on, babe. I don't mean to disturb you, but I just want to see how beautiful your wings are. Could you just flap them for a minute? Oops. Got out of the picture. Yeah, I'm trying to... Let me see here. Sorry, guys. My camera's hard to... There it goes. Oh. Oh, my goodness. Sorry. It was hard to capture that. What? Making some noises now. What's going on? I tell you what, let's go up the trail. Maybe we'll see him again. I don't know how that's going to come out on the camera because I don't even know if I was really capturing much there. Oh, there's some of those flowers that are actually blooming. Look like little stars. Huh. Oh, look at this nice road here that the government has shut down so we can't see what it is. These mushrooms. Sounds like a boat coming. Oh my goodness. The government's coming to get us. Well, I don't know if I caught that. That big old bird just flew right there when I went in there. Oh, I can't. I'm not a camera guy. Okay, I got to be a better photographer here. Try. Oh, there you go. Go ahead. I mean, it's just. Well, we ain't got the best of cameras or anything. We got probably as good a camera as they used to have like 20 years ago. Or 10 years ago, maybe. Oh, I've got to take a look at this. Look at that. What? Are you kidding me? Look at this. Huh. That is just beautiful. Look at the little things around the edge of the leaf. The little barbs or something. Wow. Now here we got some corn. Is the trail through the corn here? I hope we don't see the children of the corn. Nope. Thought maybe there'd be a trail right through the corn. Look at this. That corn is ripe, but I wouldn't eat it because that's a genetically modified poison, is what that is. Look at that. It's not even, doesn't even look, I mean, it looks hard as a rock. Man, big ol'. I wonder why they haven't come in here and harvested that yet. Looks like it's about ready. I think when the corn starts getting yellow, they harvest it. So they're probably going to come in here in the next couple of days. There's a little black one here. Wow. That's prettier than pretty. I'm trying to sneak up on it. It's almost like a hummingbird. Is there really any difference between a butterfly and a hummingbird? Look at the beauty. It's just unbelievable. Fascinating, Captain. This planet has so much beauty, and yet the people just destroy it. Incomprehensible. There's a beautiful red bird right there. I'm going to see if we can get a picture of it. I don't know where it is in the camera. There it is. And we'll go see that bird, I guess. What's this? That's just a leaf, but I thought it was a flower. A little bug. I don't know. That bug's worth the trouble there. Oh yeah, it's warm out today. Probably 85. But it's not, you know, too bad, I guess. Oh, I love nature. I mean, I think we get so wrapped up in what we're doing sometimes. I really think we should all, you know, get out every day into nature and just take a long walk and wind down and enjoy the things that our Divine Mother has given us. I don't even know where that bird was coming from. Here's the honeysuckles. Oh, look at these. Oh, here comes some honeysuckles. Yeah. I love honeysuckles. I don't know. And look at this. There's bean pods growing off this. See, wherever you see flowers, this is a sign for the bees and butterflies to come get it nectar and food. This is food. And of course, beneath the blossom is the fruit. Now this has already become seed, and so you can't eat it, but our Divine Mother has given us food, and we don't know how to find it anymore. The bees still know, and the butterflies, but humans, we forgot. We don't know what food is anymore. We just don't know. So that's why I'm so attracted to the butterflies. I think it's because they're leading me to the food. You know, that's where they're leading us. That's why instinctively you see a butterfly and you take off chasing it. Because you know that the butterfly is going to go where the flowers are, which is the blossom. And 9 times out of 10 you're going to find some fruit. It's a shame that today we live in a world where this is just, you know, trash floating up along the banks. Looks like a bottle of whiskey, you know. Trying to medicate ourselves with poison rather than just eat the herbs that give us the natural high. The dopamine, the serotonin. I guess alcohol works on the same receptor, the GABA receptor, as the mushroom, the Amanita muscaria. That's why you get kind of sleepy with both of them, because the GABA kind of helps you be calm and kind of go to sleep, rest, and dream. Opens up your dream, the dream world, you know. So the only trouble is that alcohol does it in a way that's not very healthy. Not healthy at all. It just dries out your gut so bad that you end up getting, you know, I mean, people, think about this. People, here's an epitome, an illustration of how doctors see the body. Imagine that the human body was like a car. It's a car, old car's been sitting out in the field for 20 years. And so imagine the mechanic sees a doctor, and he goes out there and he says, well, let's see what's wrong with this car. You know, it's been sitting here for 20 years. Open the hood, and, oh my goodness. Well, I see this hose running to the radiator. It's all cracked and dry. It's got cancer. You know, it ain't functional. It's got cancer. See how that rot there and it's starting to decay and it's going to burst, right? There's plaque in that there artery. And so we'll just cut that off. And of course, you know, in our bodies, the hoses and the valves and all these other things, they heal themselves, and you can't really just cut them off because they bleed. And you can't just heal something foreign onto your body. But anyway, so he looks at that hose and he says, that's got cancer. And then he looks over here at the cables going to the battery, and they're all cracked and broken. And he's like, yeah, those cables got cancer. That's cable cancer, see? And that over there to the radiator, that's radiator cancer. And then there's some, you know, wires going back to the starter. They're all cracked and shorting out. So that's starter cancer. Everywhere he finds damage, he says it's cancer. Some kind of different cancer. Right? And the only way to fix it is, you know, cutting everything off and replacing everything. Well, it works kind of that way mechanically if you're looking at a car, because you can replace things pretty easily. And but one way to fix it when we're looking at a car is if you had just, some people do this, they have a spray stuff that you can spray on the hoses and it oils it up and keeps it healthy because there's oils and moisture. so it doesn't dry out and crack. Well, with the body, we don't understand that it's not some sort of a disease, it's not cancer. The body has a way to keep those arteries, and the organs are just little station stops along the way. You know, everything goes into the gut, and there's miles and miles of the stomach, and you know, it's like a long hose, and all the way along the way you've got these different stops, like the liver, kidneys, pancreas. And when you eat alcohol, it dries up your stomach. There's no moisture. If you don't eat fiber, soluble fiber, it doesn't keep the moisture in there, and so all the mushrooms dry up, or the bacteria, and you can't digest food. And then the matter that you've eaten that don't have fiber, it just dries up and becomes a big hard lump, and you get constipation. And your gut is so stretched out, it's like terry cloth, that if you stretched it, the little holes in the terry cloth get bigger. And now things are seeping through the holes it's not supposed to go through there. You get leaky gut. And that's not the worst of it. That drying up has now caused it to stretch, because you're pushing to try and get everything through. And it's causing inflammation, great deal of inflammation. There's no water. See, because the stomach lining, the kidneys and the pancreas make sodium chloride to help the moisture stay in the gut. That's what that's for. They don't tell you that, because like I've said, if you have hard water, you put sodium in the water and it pulls out all the minerals. So all the minerals follow, and so we don't drink water that has minerals. The balance of minerals, which is the electrolytes, which bring the life force. And even if we did drink a bunch of water, it wouldn't be helpful, because there's nowhere for it to stay in the gut. There's no soluble fiber. So all this is drying out. And you take a look at your liver, and it just dries up. The little arteries get plugged, so it's not working. And without the life force in there, then it begins to die. And then when it tries to heal, maybe one day you drink some water, so it gets a little water, and eat some soluble fiber, and it starts to heal. Now it's scar tissue, and it never heals. They say, well, once you get scar tissue, it's it. You're done. Can't fix that. You got to take it out, and everything in your body will regrow. Everybody regrows their liver many times in their lifetime. And you can regrow your heart several times in your lifetime, but, you know, we're not even talking about the whole heart. We're just talking about some chipping or cracking or something on the outside. Like when you cut your skin, it doesn't take but 2 or 3 days to heal that, the outer part. So what would you do? Well, we know that when we get a cut, we have to bandage it, make sure nothing foreign gets in there, and just wait for it, maybe disinfect it. Well, with the body, if you have something ripped or torn or dried up and split, cracked, leaking, you have to get the moisture back in there, which then gets the liver activated so it can send the bile, and that bile will start processing food deep, even better. It'll break it down to smaller particles where we have life. The hormones, they don't tell you they're not just normal little pieces. They're smaller pieces, the building blocks, and those go into the receptors into the brain and give life, motor function, thought processing, well-being, all of that. We're not going to get it if we're dehydrated. So alcohol dehydrates, sugar dehydrates, carbs dehydrate. We're not supposed to eat roots, which is carbs. Leaves can't be digested, so we can make teas out of them and drink it. They're for healing. They have medicine in there. You have to, a lot of things have to be cooked in order to eat it. The cooking of it takes some of the poisons out, roots and leaves. But fruits, nuts, and things like that are made to be eaten raw. But other things like roots and leaves have to be cooked. And if you do eat meat, you have to cook it. And then when you boil the meat, you boil with the bone, and the bone marrow is boiled, and then if you've ever noticed, it makes a gelatin thing. That gelatin, remember when Mama used to say, or Grandma, when you got sick, to eat some chicken soup. Because the chicken soup that they used to make wasn't Campbell's chicken soup. It was an actual chicken put into a pot and boiled, and then the bone broth makes gelatin. That's a very small little particles that goes into the gut, and it'll heal your gut. And it'll give you, your nails will start growing, your hair. They've proven that you take gelatin or collagen, which is really the same thing, and your hair will grow twice as fast. The hair follicles will have bigger hair width, you know, they'll be bigger around, fuller, thicker hair, and then double the amount of hair follicles will begin to grow. It can reverse hair loss, but what is that? When your body dries out, the skin is a mirror image of your gut. So your nails, your hair, your skin starts to age, you get wrinkles. People think it's just normal, it's old age, but no. It's over the years, people drink alcohol, sugar. You say, well, that's a modern thing. No, the cowboys in the 1800s, they didn't have food, they didn't have gardens, they were in a wagon. And they would go to the local feed lot or whatever, and they would get a big bag of white flour. They didn't have whole wheat. They'd make biscuits or pancakes. The only thing they had that was healthy is beans, basically. And then they'd buy lots of whiskey, rum, gin, depending, you know, cigarettes, tobacco, tons of sugar. Everything was full of sugar. They'd take the sugar and melt it down, put a little water in it, make syrup, pour it all over their biscuits, you know. It's killing you. Biscuits, pancakes, McDonald's, and then on top of that, now think about this. You go to the store and you get a can of beans. You say, well, beans are good for me. It's a can of beans. Yeah, but the problem is that instead of putting salt in there, they don't put salt in the canned foods. They put some sort of other chemicals that like synthetic, makes it kind of taste salty. Not quite. It's not as good, if you've noticed. It doesn't taste as good. But the reason they do it is because it's an addictive thing. You get to where you like it, but it actually causes the body to be deficient in all the other minerals. And then you dry up. It sucks out all the moisture. On top of the fact that they're telling you to eat. Like, how about like Gatorade? They say, well, it's got all the electrolytes. But Gatorade's full of sugar. You can't rehydrate with Gatorade. And yet they're telling people on television that when you get dehydrated, you're supposed to drink Gatorade. Glass of milk. You know, you think about how many for years they've been telling us not to drink milk. Don't eat eggs or butter. They're trying to kill us because without those things, we cannot live. You have to have oil. Imagine if you set your car out in the field and it dries up, it's not going to run. So in order for your body to be oiled and have moisture, you have to eat soluble fiber and you have to have fat-soluble fiber. And you have to have most foods like nuts and avocados and most real foods, beans, everything has a lot of oil. That's why you can get milk out of almonds or, cashews or soybeans, out of beans. Because there's a lot of oil. Your body functions on oil and does not need sugar. The body can create its own sugar from oil. You're really not supposed to put very much sugar into your body at all. And definitely not carbs, because carbs are they can't be digested, and they spike insulin levels, and they cause dehydration. So everything is caused with dehydration, and doctors have no clue whatsoever. You gotta cut that off. And all you need is a little Armor All. So now, that's something that I want to talk about too one day. I'm going to do another video on health, I guess. Because it's another little secret that if you are you feel like you're getting older and things aren't, you have achy joints. What is achy joints? It's an immune deficiency. What is that? It means your stomach's drying up. See, they're using the wrong words. They're using big words, immune deficiency. And you're like, what's that? So you don't know what's going on. You don't understand the problem. The problem is dehydration. It's so simple. Or drink lots of water. Well, how's that going to help you? The water's going to go into your gut, take out all the minerals with it, and right out into the sewer. Unless you have soluble fiber in your gut to absorb it. And it's not just absorbing the water, the moisture, but it's absorbing the minerals in the water and all the vitamins. And once it's dry, then the oils can't work. You're not probably eating the right oils. You're eating hydrogenated oils, which are the molecular structure. They've heated it up. They've hydrogenated it and pasteurized it and all these other anizings. And it means they've taken they've taken the ions out of it, the water, the life, and you're drying up. So the long chain of molecular structure, long chain hydrogenated oils cannot be digested. They're too big. It has to be broken down smaller. It has to be bioavailable, which you can't, when you're putting hydrogenated oils, you go to the McDonald's, they fry everything in hydrogenated oils. It's poison. It will kill you. You can't do that very often. You eat a bad meal one day, and if you're very healthy, you won't notice it. You do that for a straight month, and you're starting to get sick. You do that for about 5-10 years, you're in the hospital. Another 5 years, you're dead. And all you have to do is stop eating the sugar, the alcohol, get food that is naturally whole, so it has the fiber, the soluble fiber. Then your gut is moist, the bacteria springs forth, the candidus leaves. See, once you get really dry and there's no function, your liver's not functioning, there's no bile, it doesn't break anything down, and all the mushrooms that are supposed to be in your body are dried up, then nature has another mushroom that takes over. It's like a dead corpse laying on the ground as you're walking through the forest. You see these maggots all over it. That's a sign of death. Cancer is a sign of death. It means that you're so dehydrated that all the good bacteria is gone, and these other bacteria that nature provides to get rid of the corpse. You're just a corpse at that point. When you have cancer, you're just a corpse. See? But thank goodness somewhere in your body, the Lord has provided that the outer part of your body dies first. The hair, the skin, the wrinkles, the graying, the color goes away. And that's a sign that you can still save yourself, because inside there's still a heart pumping. There's still life that's protected to the last minute. You have a heart attack, that means that you're so far gone already. Cancer, that's what that means. So before you have your heart attack and before you get cancer throughout your entire body, even if they claim, oh, you got cancer here or there. I don't care if it's pancreatic cancer or stomach cancer, what they claim it's incurable, they're lying. Yeah, it's incurable if you don't give it some water, some soluble fiber. But all you got to do is stop immediately eating all the bad stuff. Fasting, intermittent fasting. Only eat one meal a day. And maybe at first stop eating for a while to rest your liver and everything. And then after a few days, you start eating soluble fiber, whole foods. And life starts to bloom inside of you. And your organs start to recover, because they can repair themselves very quickly once you give them the moisture. Once you give them, because the moisture is going to allow whatever food you put into your body to work and to go through the proper channels. So the first thing is to have the moisture. The second thing is to have the nutrients itself, whole foods and grains, which is what gives you the moisture. So it's a catch-22. It's around and around. Got to have the fiber. Got to have the whole foods. You eat the whole foods, you're well. You don't even need to know anything I just told you. All you need to know is you must have whole foods. Don't drink water that doesn't have the minerals in it. And don't overdrink water. Drink when you're thirsty. And exercise, because exercise also gets the blood flowing. Without blood flow, I've always said it's kind of like this. If you had all the materials to build a house, the bricks, the boards, the nails, the hammers, everything, and it was sitting at the store, you still couldn't build your house unless you got a truck and took the materials to your house location where you're going to build it. So you may have all the nutrients in the world, but if you don't have blood flow, nothing can repair itself. The brain cannot repair it. So feet, that's why when you get sick, as you get older, your feet starts getting fungus and cracking, and sometimes like diabetes, they call that a disease. It's not a disease. Diabetes is drying up. There's no flow. Everything's stuck. And the sugar that you're eating is causing dehydration. That's all that it is. And so, yeah, it's really very simple, but they've made it very complicated. So no matter how far gone you are, even if you have had a heart attack, usually it's not what they say it is. It's just a little rip, or maybe your arteries got so much plaque in there that it's hard to get the blood flow. So you calm down, rest, and you don't need as much blood flow. And while you're resting, you start eating soluble fiber. Here's another problem. Take a look. You go to, and this proves to you that they're trying to kill you. So you go to the store and you get some a multivitamin. They say, well, that should be good, right? I need all these vitamins. And they know this is just the right amount of every little vitamin that goes in there. Well, if you look, you'll see that there's no potassium or magnesium in there. They never put it in there. And I looked it up, trying to figure out why. Because I knew that if you took that multivitamin without enough potassium, all the other minerals would cause you death. You're literally killing yourself by eating a multivitamin because there's no potassium. That's the number one thing you have to have that pulls all the other minerals with it. They work in harmony. So for instance, if you have salt but no potassium, you'll die. See, you have to have just the right amount of both, a balance. So they give you a bunch of minerals, lots of calcium, everything in there, but they don't give you any potassium or magnesium. The two, that and sulfur and phosphorus and things like that you have to have the most of, they don't give it to you. And you know why? Because the FDA has made a law that they can't make, when they make a multivitamin, they cannot put potassium. Even though potassium is the most important thing in your life. So this is why people who drink coffee are probably healthier than most people, because there's about 115 milligrams of potassium in 1 cup of coffee. So I drink so many cups of coffee, at least I'm getting potassium. You put milk in it, they say don't do that. Oh, don't put milk in your coffee. And now I'm getting more calcium and potassium. And if it weren't for that, for years when I didn't know this stuff, I wouldn't even have been alive. Because all the stuff that we're eating out of the can, out of the pills, the vitamins, the food has no potassium, which is life. You know, all the minerals are life, but in the right proportions. The number one mineral you must have, and great quantities of potassium. So you go to the store and you say, well, I'll take this multivitamin. It's got minerals and everything. And every time you take one of those things, you're killing yourself. I've talked about taking calcium and how that will kill you. Well, it's the same thing here. A multivitamin that is made in the United States under the guidelines of the FDA will kill you. You must make sure you get the proper amount of potassium with the other nutrients. So, I mean, that's just the obvious one. It's obvious that they don't know how to put all the minerals and vitamins in proportion. And they're not even considering the phytochemicals. They don't add those. We act like we don't need those. Well, those are the ones that go to the GABA centers, the dopamine, the cannabinoid centers. They make it illegal to take any of these things that give you well-being and happiness. And they're the things that you have to have. So for years they told us, well, you have to have vitamin B. Well, they didn't tell us about K2 for a long time. Because what that is just K1 that you get out of your food. But it's fermented in your stomach. So if you have a dried up stomach, it doesn't ferment. There's no moisture, there's no mushrooms, there's no bacteria, it doesn't ferment. So you never get K2, you don't get B, all the B vitamins, which are made from fermentation. D3, all these kinds of things your body will make if it's healthy. But when you're dried up, and that's what health is. Life, minerals, electrolytes to give the conduit for life, for electricity or energy, to make it alive, to make it flow. So your body is like a dried up river. And the doctor's looking at this dried up river and saying, well, what are we going to do about this? Well, let's take a sprinkler and spray it with some chemical water, because it needs chemicals. We don't know what kind of chemicals. The only way you're going to save that environment is to get the water flowing. And you need snow in the mountains for that, you know? So this is how, they're not just doing this to the human body, but they're doing it to the whole world. They're stopping the snow. They're claiming it's global warming, but they're doing it on purpose. They're going to cause people in the West to have to move. All the farmers will move. That if there's no food, they'll die. So they all have to move. Where are they going to go? Into the inner cities like New York, Phoenix, big cities, and they'll herd them in there, and then they'll take them to FEMA camps. Guys, that's what they're going to do. They're trying to get you out of the land by drying up the land so it doesn't produce, by putting marshals on the land with guns and bulletproof vests, running you out for breaking the law, the leash law, or you didn't park your car right, and, you know, you pay a fee, if you don't have the money, you can't be there. So they regulate everything. So the rivers are drying up, the electric's going to go down, all the people in California are going to have to move, and there won't be any place for them. They'll be like refugees. They'll go into FEMA camps, and they'll feed them all these poisons, and within a few years they'll all die. And they'll say, I don't know what happened. These people just died of some pandemic. They're just, you know, it's nature. That's what this SH, you know, the thing, that's what that is. It doesn't kill you right away. It starts depleting you. They've perfected this AIDS thing to where your immune system goes away and you just die in a few years on your own, and nobody knows why. So they're doing it to nature. Mother Nature's drying up. Your body's drying up. But those who have knowledge will understand. Right now, you need to go out and make sure you have lots of rice and beans, whole grains and stuff that are dry foods that you can store. And I mean, get enough for 5-10 years. I mean, literally. I know you might think that's impossible, but if you think about it, 50 pounds of beans will last you and your family for weeks. I don't know how long. I've never figured it out, but I'm sure it's a long time. You could get a huge 50-pound bag of different kinds of grains. I don't know where, but I'm sure you could buy them. Put them in a dry storage. Yeah, you can buy enough food for years. Hide them somewhere where nobody can find it, in a cave or whatever. I don't know. Do something. Get you some land where nobody can find you. Because it's coming. Martial law has already been announced in Mexico, and it's coming here. And I don't know, maybe here they're just rigging it here so where there won't be food for all of us. They're bringing all these refugees knowing that they'll all end up dying here because there's no food. Just like they did in Venezuela. The people that stayed behind probably either had to work for the government as militia or get raped and pillaged by the terrorists or whatever. You know? So. Well, I've been talking, and here I am in the middle of nowhere, and I don't even know where I'm at, and all we're doing is following this darn river. Now let's head back. Yeah, we're almost an hour anyway, so. And I hear like a tractor coming or something here. Maybe I'm on his property. I shouldn't be on his property. Yep, I think somebody's coming. No, they're not on the road. cutting the corn. Something. Alright, we're getting close to the truck again, getting back to the truck. Oh, well, I walked quite a ways. I got to talking, I didn't realize how far we had walked. And I was kind of worried that that farmer would say, "What are you doing back in here?" Because there is a gate, you know, and I didn't think it was a big deal if I just took off walking through there, but, you know, I don't know if it's, the road is private or what. It doesn't say keep out private property, so he just smiled and waved me on. No big deal. Well, the truck's way over here. If we had parked here, we'd be at the truck already. And you know, I'm not tired physically. I have plenty of energy. I probably walked 4 miles back in there. Yeah, I'm just hot. I'm just tired and want to get back to the truck now. Because it does get hot when it's up in the, 85 or above. It's humid and it is hot. There's the old beloved truck. Guys, I want to bid you guys a day. Bid you adieu? Is that how they say it? And we'll see you tomorrow. May the Lord bless you.